Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Jordan with the Bet Locker here to bring you a Thursday night football edition for our props. Thursday, November 13th, the Jets taking on the Patriots. And we finally find some spots again to where we think we can exploit. So before we dive on in, like always, please like and subscribe. It does help out the small channel. And it does buy yourself some good karma somewhere in your life. I just know it. So if you've been watching our props videos, it's been a rough go. We've won for our premium bettors. That's only fair. But it's not like these are second rate picks or anything like that. Like, these are legit, like, studying and running sims, looking at projections and everything for hours on end. Maybe there's something to it to where there's over studying. I don't know. But like last night for our NBA props for our start of our ladder challenge to start that back up again. Um, well, again and again and again. Um, Spot on, and Jeremiah Fears he got to 22 PRA, but he literally got that in like the last 6 minutes of the game. Like, he just started chucking and throwing and whatever, and because they were down in the game. So like, he got to half, but we still covered that one. But then the pick with him was Dean Wade over 8.5 points. He even got the start, which I was licking my chops. I was like, this is exactly what we wanted. And he took like one shot in the first half and he didn't make it. And then the second half he started to shoot more, and then they put him in the fourth quarter to close, and they were going and going and closing. And then there was literally probably like 12 overall. There was probably 20 points scored in the last minute of the game. I'm not kidding. I watched it. Score. They just didn't play defense for the last minute of the game on both sides. And Dean Wayne didn't take a single one of those shots that they made like 15 points in the last like minute 20. And he was at 8. He just needed 1 point. Just foul him. Just foul him once. Like, come on. But anyways, that's my little rant. I mean, I just keep going 1-1 in these videos, and then I keep going 2-0 for our picks. And then like last night, I was all over Luka going against the Thunder. I took him under fantasy points, but then I followed it up with taking under on Jokic under fantasy points with him. And then I find out Ty Lue today was his whole strategy was to what was it? What did he say? Like, take away his passing. And when he did, he put up 55 points. Oh, I mean, just brutal. So I just figured he'd probably play a little bit less minutes coming off a back-to-back, but that was not true. And then he just put up 55 points. So that was insane. Anyways, 1-1 everywhere. I mean, so we got to just get this one, get over the hump for one time for this ladder challenge. And those of you who are new, the ladder challenge, what we're trying to do is $10 into 30, $30 into 90, $90 into 270. And then that gives you plenty of money to take back for yourself and to play with. So because it's Thursday, we could finally do it again. Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, have plenty of money to play with on Sunday. So that's the goal. So, all right, let's dive in. Looking at this, these lines are constantly changing. Everyone's betting on this. So, even better. This is even better. So, the two spots that I wanted to take were both running backs over receiving yards. And here's why. This number keeps moving. It was at 17.5, 15.5, now 16.5. It's crazy. This one was at 15.5. Now it's back up to 17.5. I don't know. Anyways, Justin Fields is not on the board. His rushing's not on the board, and his passing yards isn't on the board. Drake Mays is, and you want to get that free pick. We're going to throw that free pick in there right away. So get that free. If you're on pick 6, over half-yard passing yard for Drake May, I found out you have to do 2 picks with it. So you have to do a 3-teamer with it, and they limit you to $10. Just is what it is. So, but you throw that in there with the 2-teamer that we're going to give. I'm going to go with over receiving on both running backs. Now, here's why. So Trevion Henderson is going to be the lead back again, and his backup Jennings, who vultured all the touchdowns that 1 week, 2 weeks ago, he's now questionable with a knee, and he looks like he's not going to play. So he has another backup behind him. So I think the coach has no choice but to play Trevion Henderson, even though it seems like he's been hating him. But after last week's production, I think everyone's going to go to his rushing yards, which is 79.5. I mean, why wouldn't you? 147 yards. But I mean, the Jets have been, let's see what the Jets rushing against the rush has been again. Because I swear it was an exploitive, not exploitive spot. Yeah, they've given up 138 yards the last on average for the year, and then 154 the last 3 games. So they've given up a lot of rushing. And then, but if you go to New England, they've been giving up only 79 yards on the year, 84 the last 3. So New England's rush defense has been really good, and the Jets' rush defense and defense in general has been really bad. But so I think everyone's going to go to, obviously Trevion Henderson for rushing and Brees Hall maybe for under rushing, but he's going to be out there 90% of the time. And if they are playing from behind, like the line suggests, then I do think that, and with no Garrett Wilson out there, I think he's going to be out there a little bit more routes to try and get some screen passes and whatnot to get the ball in Brees Hall's hands a little bit more, especially if New England is shutting down the run in general. Then they're just going to be using him in the pass game anyways. So I like his over rushing for sure. And then Trevion Henderson, the reason why I like his over rushing is because Drake May has been rushing a lot less. And when that happens, I mean, they're obviously leaning on his rushing abilities a little bit more, but I do think that this game has shootout capabilities. And I know that sounds weird because, I mean, the line suggests that it's going to be the Patriots in the under, but at the same time, the Patriots have been giving up over 20 points the last couple games, and they've been showing some signs of turnovers and I hate to say coming back down to earth a little bit because last week's win was huge, but they've been showing signs, and we've seen crazy things happen in these Thursday night games. So my point is, Drake May's been rushing a little bit less, and they've been trying. He's been awesome with the passing game. So I expect, and Trevion Henderson, yeah, he didn't get it last game because he didn't need to. They ran all over it, but he got 5 targets in the game before, and if there is shootout capabilities or tendencies of what's going on within the game, I mean, he's going to be out there again 90% of the time, like Brees Hall. They're both going to be out there all the time. And if they're playing from behind anywhere, or if there's any close game in general, and both teams are shutting down the run a little bit, then they're going to be used more in the passing game. And so I like these lines because they're so small. They're not like a Bijan line, where it's like 50. These lines can be hit in one go, and that's what I like to target. Honestly, we used it a couple primetime games ago in Isaiah Likely when his line was like 16 and a half, and he got that in one pass or one catch. So I like both of these here with the free pick of Drake May. So you could instead of Trevion, if you don't feel comfortable with Trevion Henderson in the passing game, I like his targets upside when they're playing anywhere close. He does get quite a bit of targets, and he is really good run after catch. So like they're good at scheming that up, and you saw that with Ramondre Stevenson quite a bit. So you could also pivot to, well, you can't choose the same guys. Well, you can in this one. You could go to Tyler Johnson. I think Tyler Johnson steps into the Garrett Wilson role a little bit more. He could be used on the outside and inside on the slot. So I think he's going to step into a little bit more role, and he's going to be out there a little bit. The hard part, though, is Justin Fields spreads it out so much, at least last game. I mean, every single person had one target. It was literally like 9 guys had one target. So, but I think they maybe, if they're smart, they're going to maybe hopefully try and condense that a little bit and go with maybe Tyler Johnson and obviously Mason Taylor. He likes going to Mason Taylor in general. So, but, that is one way to attack. That's one thing I have been attacking in the DFS streets is I've been attacking New England secondary because that's their weak spot. They're the strongest point stopping the run, but their weak spot is the secondary a little bit more. So anyways, listeners only, Trevion Henderson over 17.5 receiving yards and Brees Hall over 16.5 receiving yards, parlayed with Drake May in his bonus if you're on pick 6 for the half-yard passing yards. So, I mean, $10, that wins you $60. That's even a bigger ladder challenge that we can create and going to be locking that in for sure. So, as always, here's a little sneak peek of our, and see when I made these videos, it was 17.5 and 16.5. Those lines are moving, but it's staying around the same. So, but here's the betlocker.com. You get everything that we provide and offer with our locker picks, DFS cheat sheets that comes out on Saturday, prop bets, daily picks, and obviously our free picks, and access to our Discord channel. All that for the dirt cheap price is $6.99 a week or $19.99 a month. basically get 2 weeks free if you buy the month. So, and we've been crushing NFL picks in general. And I have our daily pick posted tonight, but we are 13-2 the last 3 weeks in NFL. So we are absolutely nailing picks for NFL. So, and like I said, when that streak starts, it doesn't stop. We got to get it to start for these stupid prop bets. I mean, it's the most addicting, most frustrating thing besides DFS to gamble on. So, but yeah, join today. If you're still with me, thanks for so much for the support. Like and subscribe on your way out. It does help us out a ton. And maybe we get our start to that ladder challenge on these freaking YouTube channels. So, thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for more prop bets and step 2 in this damn challenge. I promise. All right, we'll see you guys.